Howdy, folks. What's going on, people? KG is back with a transfer video or lack of transfer video. But you listen, it is what it is. Giving you the latest updates of what we've got so far, what we haven't got. Listen, I haven't been feeling great the last couple of days, but you know what? I thought I should come on and just wrap up a bit of news that's going on. A couple of targets that have now signed elsewhere. Another target that will not be coming. So yeah, I thought I'd just come on quickly and see how everyone is doing, see how the temperature, where the temperature is on the transfer window, because obviously we've done nothing, nada, zilch. So I'm interested to see just where everybody is at the current state of play. Before I do that, you know the drill, people. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course drop your comments below. NZO is saying afternoon, KG. Hi, all. Yeah, man. Listen, afternoon, everyone. Danny as well in the house. Afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are, man. So I'm going to try and get through this and get through, because it's all little bits and pieces, man, of nothing that benefits us really. I would say except for the Godfrey thing, but it all depends on the Liam Cooper thing. But I don't think that's going to happen. Blinky here saying, I don't think Cooper leaves unless he pushes for it. Yeah, I mean, it could be the situation like Luke Ayling, but I get the feeling with Liam Cooper that he would prefer just to stay here till the summer rather than Luke Ayling, who clearly wanted to play football. I don't think Cooper's got that, I don't say desire to play regular first team football. I just don't think his body can hack it. So this schedule, what he currently plays now, where if there's an injury in the team, he gets to play, I think it probably suits him at this stage of his career, but that's just me. But listen, let's go. Yeah, how do direct? How do? Let's get into it then, because we've got a departure, and this one for me. I mean, I don't know why anyone is up in arms about this, but Leo Hjelde has finally left. He's gone to Sunderland in a permanent deal. And again, here's Sunderland just confirming it on their side, and here he is holding up their shirt. I say good luck to him, and all the best, because I tell you what, up until I saw him linked with a move to Sunderland a couple of days ago, I forgot he was even here. And I saw the reaction, and I think it's more the fact that we haven't signed anybody, but losing Leo Hjelde doesn't mean anything to this team, because Daniel Farke hasn't trusted this guy. We know how Daniel Farke doesn't do subs. In the first game of the season against Cardiff, he hauled this guy off at halftime. Between him and Ayling, they were having a competition who could be the worst defender on the day. It was this guy. And since then, he hasn't trusted him. So for me, this is a non-issue. We bring in some money for him, and hopefully that will fund one or two, maybe, loan signings before the end of this window. I have zero issue with Leo Hjelde leaving. Zero. I mean, what are you guys saying? Yeah, direct. Good move for him. Yeah. Good stuff. Nabino, meh. Exactly. That's how I was thinking. But I saw other people, oh, we've lost two fullbacks. This is another one. Oh, I just don't get it. He never played. So I mean, even Luke Ayling up to a point, he hadn't played since November. So it's not the fact that I think we're losing these players. It's just that we haven't replaced them. I think that's probably more the outrage, or at least I hope it is anyway. Chris in the house. Why is he not joined by Shaq and Pervader at least? It depends who wants them. Honestly, it depends who wants them, Chris. And you're right. Those two should definitely be two others on the way out this month. What's the point in playing them? I know a lot of you guys seem to guess up Pervader. I don't know what it is about Pervader that it is you're seeing, but these aren't promotion pushing players. No chance. Russ in the house saying no issue with him going. Yeah, exactly. Blinky saying clearing the decks. Is there anybody, because I did see a lot of people not up in arms, but really puzzled by this departure. Does anyone feel that way? If you do, feel free to speak up. No problem. Enzio saying shame it hasn't worked out for Leo. Farke had two keepers on the bench in the last game, so not in his plans quite clearly. And even when we've had injuries at left back, where people forget as well, Leo Hjelde primarily signed to be a centre back at this football club. But yeah, he hasn't been playing. He hasn't trusted him since he hauled him off properly against Cardiff at halftime. No issue at all. So listen, good luck to him. We get 2 million back in the coffers. Awesome. Another thing I saw as well, which I thought was funny. Yeah, Clem, a lot were talking like he was a first team player. Not even close, was he, Clem? It was that because the 49ers have reached the Super Bowl, that's the reason why we've done no business. Oh man, I wish I don't understand people that think like that. You think that it's Parag just on the phone all the time. There's different departments that will be doing recruiting. There'll be different people handling it. I don't think anybody from another club called Leeds United and said we got a player available and Parag's there. Hey man, we just reached the Super Bowl. Get out of here. We're not concentrating on this stuff. I don't think anything like that's happening. There'll be other people in departments that will take care of recruitment. But we've seen we've tried, and let's move on to a try. Now, I've always said though, you don't get no points for trying. I'm afraid you don't get points for trying. You get points for completion. But Fabrizio did confirm that Bournemouth have turned down 2 approaches from Leeds and Sheffield United for Chris Mepham, who Chris Mepham was somebody I said earlier this month, remember, and I only did it because of the whole Welsh thing. And it looks like we were in for him. So there you go. Both clubs inquired, but Bournemouth have rejected as he's important for them in the final run-in and will not leave the club. So there you go. And when you're looking at the centre backs we've been linked with, this was one that I was kind of talking about as well. There's nothing super inspiring, but they're bodies that could possibly help us during the last half of the season. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Parag signs the checks and that's it. Yeah, I mean, he's as he said in his opening interview upon the takeover, he hires people in those positions, and if they don't get the job done, he will then hire somebody else in those positions. So, seeing Parag on TV celebrating his team get to a Super Bowl, it's minor. Don't take it to heart. He's still monitoring things at Leeds. It's just obviously we're trying to get things done, like with the Japanese right back as well, who's gone to Luton, but we haven't done it yet. But all I would say is that if Chris Mepham and Godfrey are the 2 defenders on your list, I need to see who else is on this list. You know what I mean? I saw one for Joe Worrell today. No, thank you very much. And I can't remember now, people. Maybe I didn't say it on here, but I know I said it out loud. But it was during pre-season and then towards the start of the Premier League season. I saw Joe Worrell play, and he looked finished. And he looked bad in pre-season. He looked bad in the Premier League. And I thought, you know what? He just looks like a young Liam Cooper. He looks like he's the captain of the club. He's going to have to play because he's the captain or whatever it is. But man, he's a hamstring. He's got no positional awareness, no pace. He's poor. I'm not even going to harp on about that one too much. I'm going to let that one go. But Joe Worrell, for me, no thank you. It's 6 million as well. You must be joking. You must be joking. Yeah, Ali, that's what I said, man. Worrell is a young Cooper. They're so similar. It's unbelievable. Like, the bozo gene is there. Maybe Joe Worrell will stay fitter than Liam Cooper long term, but boy, I don't want none of that. None of that. Definitely, he's not worth 6 pence, mate. He's not worth 6 pence. But listen, we're talking about that. Let me just get here. Who shall I go to next? Okay, just Phil quickly. Phil just confirming about the Liam Cooper thing, because obviously Liam Cooper has been linked with Blackburn. Cooper was told earlier this month that Leeds wouldn't be letting him go, but you can always see that things can change here, especially if the deal for Godfrey goes through. So Jack Talbot, who is very good at Newcastle and Everton news, he's pretty much been on the money with a lot of stuff to do with those 2 clubs in particular. Not trying to lessen him to that, but I've always seen that he does well with Everton and Newcastle. He's, him and many others are saying that we are still trying to get Godfrey. The feeling is that they will come back with another offer. Farker and defender previously worked together at Norwich. We know that. But I can see a scenario. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that if we were to sign Godfrey, maybe Liam Cooper sees that as a clearance for him to go Blackburn. And again, even Blackburn, they're selling a player. They're selling Wharton for 20 million to Palace. I don't expect us to get a transfer fee for that. I think it's going to be another Luke Ayling situation where we get send him out on loan for the remainder of his deal. And then Godfrey comes in and takes his spot. The only thing I think of there is that Charlie Creswell then is, what does he think? And that's another thing you have to consider in terms of dressing room harmony. Charlie Creswell's been waiting for Liam Cooper to leave, and he's like, okay, he's gone. Well, Godfrey's come in. You would have definitely promised Godfrey minutes here and there. Where does that leave me? So there's just things to consider there. But Karen here saying, I can see Cooper staying until the end of the season. I can see that too, but I'm just giving the scenario that if we do sign Godfrey, I mean, I don't even know where Godfrey stands in this team. Who does he come in for? Because, listen, as much as Joe Worrell scares me, Godfrey is way better than Joe Worrell. And I mean, the bar is exceptionally low when it comes to those 2 centre backs. But Godfrey, at least, yes, he has a bozo gene in him, but he's got recovery pace. He is strong when he wants to be. So there's more pluses to Godfrey. And if he's coming in, he's going to want to play. Listen, he's dropping down a division. He may not be playing at Everton, but he's still playing, he's still at a Premier League level. So he's going to want to play at some point. So I just don't know. Does he he does not come in for Joe Rodon at all. He doesn't come in for Pascal at this stage, the way Pascal's been playing this season. But then also he doesn't probably come in for Ethan Ampadu. So it's going to be very interesting if it does come to fruition that we do sign Ben Godfrey. Ali saying he can play right back as well as centre back. Yeah, he can play left back as well, Ali. And that's not a joke, not left back in the change room. No, he can legitimately play left back if you need him to. So I can probably see him being a cover. The usual troll in the chat saying he ain't coming on 75 grand a week. Obviously, this guy doesn't know that if you're doing deals with Premier League clubs, you cover a portion of the wage. The Premier League team would not expect you to cover the full wage. And I don't think he's even on 75 anyway. So just for anyone else that's probably wondering the same thing. Ali saying here, might play a back three with Strauch, Rodon, and Godfrey. I mean, will he change the system? Is there been any evidence of Farke doing that so far this season? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, this is it here. I mean, Tanya Jacobs here. Flipping heck, leave Pervader alone. He's a tricky player and can do good stuff. Hey. Hey, it must be because I'm not at 100%. That's funny to me. Yeah, listen. If Pervader's the bar for you, Tanya, then obviously you don't want Leeds United to be successful. And that's fine. Listen, not everybody wants Leeds United to be successful. People do like Leeds United just to exist as a football club, as a hobby. That's cool. But yeah, fair play. Allison here saying KG is versatile, so he'd be a good signing. Yeah, listen, yeah, he's at this stage for where we are, he would be a decent signing to the squad, and especially just on a loan. If it's a permanent deal, scares the hell out of me because he's not a Premier League quality player. But yeah, at this level, 100%. Yeah, Ben Godfrey, he's got his major faults, but yeah, we'll see if that's a deal that comes up. Let's have a look here. What's honestly the way it's just funny how when people don't know how football works. Fair enough, man. Okay, let me just okay, here's another one that was long linked with us. A lot of you thought that he was coming. Just to shut this one down. Calvin Ramsay leaves Liverpool and has joined Bolton Wanderers on loan. Just in case that one slipped by you, because I know a few of you thought that Ramsay would possibly come into Leeds. He has obviously now gone to Bolton Wanderers, so let's leave that one at the door. Let's have a look here. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through this. Because there really isn't a lot that's on for us. Done the Hjelde stuff. Let me just see. Ben Godfrey. And this was the other one, of course. Okay, so this is another one that will not be happening, obviously. But David Brooks, he's going to Southampton. I know that Southampton. Yeah, it's time for you to go. Goodbye. No, Southampton. Sorry, just blocking the troll. He was amusing for a while, but his stick's gotten a little old now. Yeah, Southampton assigning David Brooks. I know a few people again upset about that, but what I would say is that the only reason why I'm not upset about that, but what Southampton have done is they've fulfilled a need there. They've got a void in their team and they've fulfilled it. Manuel Benson was obviously linked to them. That isn't happening now. So now they've gone for David Brooks, and that's a good signing for them, especially in the position they're in. That's the only thing I'm upset about. David Brooks is a fine player, but would I replace him with anybody of our main players? Absolutely not. But what Southampton have done is they've strengthened an area, and at the same time, there was talks of Kyle Walker-Peters leaving, etc. They're still all there. So they've just strengthened their team and solidified a promotion push. And that's the only thing I would say. They're getting positional needs done. We haven't done that yet. But if what I would say is that if the Leeds recruitment team, if Daniel Farke believes that this is good enough at this stage, then it's on their heads. So if we go up, cool. If we don't, then you open the inquest. But at this point, there is nothing that we can do. We're literally on the 30th of January, people, and there hasn't been one signing, not one. Ali here saying, overall, KG, do you think we'll get the job done and make the signings we need to strengthen? It's not over. The clock is definitely ticking. You know, as we get closer to the end of the window, it is ticking, and it's ticking fast, but it's not over yet. It's not over. Do I have hope? I would just hope that there's common sense to say that we need strengthening in certain areas, and it will get done. But at this stage, I think you have to assume, especially with the way that the squad's being used, that it's very unlikely that we're going to get three in, as some people think, two or three. I think that maybe it could be the one, and maybe Ben Godfrey, if he is to be signed, it's one of those where they say, well, Ben, he can play centre back, left back, right back, so we've fulfilled a positional need with one player. It could be something like that, but yeah, the time is ticking, people. Direct saying inquests are great if you learn from them. We had the inquest after we got relegated. We haven't learned. Well, Direct, there's nothing that we can do. What can we do as fans? You know, we can't get a checkbook and sign a player. We can't do any of that. So we have to go by what's happening at the club. And I mean, you saw a couple of years ago, as I mentioned before, I did a West Ham FA Cup reaction game, and about 3 minutes of it was about the game. The other 40 minutes was me talking about the lack of signings in that January. I've just gone past that now. You know, why do I give out that much energy if the club isn't, going where I think it should? But if at the same time, though, if the club think that they've got more than enough to get promoted, cool. But all I'd say is err against caution, err against what you've seen previously, and go with what you've seen previously as well. If you're thinking Firpo is going to stay fit for the rest of the season, that's on you. That's a gamble you're taking, like the old regime took. If you think Bamford's going to stay fit, that's a gamble that you're taking that the old regime took. So that would be no lessons learned there. But again, if it works, all good. But if not, then we'll talk about it. It's as simple as that. Noel here saying in regards to Godfrey, I watch the guys at Toffee TV and they don't rate him. They shouldn't do. Not if they want to stay in the Premier League and do something significant in the Premier League. They won't rate Ben Godfrey because he's not a Premier League defender. But at this level, Championship, I think that he could do a decent. I think he could do well for us. Okay, well for us in whatever role he fulfills. But yeah, it's completely different if you're talking Premier League. It's just that Joe Worrell, on the other hand, for anyone that comes back and says, well, Joe Worrell could probably do well at Championship, he just looks like a Championship defender. And for me, that's a signing that you make after 2 years of the parachute payments disappearing and you're having to start and become a solid Championship team. And I don't want us to do that kind of signing this early when we've just been relegated. That's it. Ian here saying, afternoon, KG. In my opinion, we will get a signing, but it may be late and a surprise. I think it will be a surprise, Ian. It may not even be Ben Godfrey, but as we saw with the Japanese defender, that one came out of nowhere, didn't it, really? So it could be another one of those. But listen, we've got until Thursday. That's it. All of this talk, all of this speculation, all of this stuff, it will mean nothing come Thursday. All we will know then is who's gone out, who's come in, and then we'll talk about the window probably on Friday, maybe. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm much better by then. I got to say, my head's a bit foggy today. So thank you for sticking with me. And Les here saying, spot on, KG, with Godfrey, okay in our league. Yeah, and that's where you got to differentiate it. That's where you got to differentiate the levels. Even like a Chris Mepham, as uninspiring as that is, at Championship level, it can be okay. But I put Chris Mepham in that Joe Worrell kind of bracket where it's 2 years down the line when you've been in the Championship for 2 years or longer, and you're trying to build a solid Championship team. Ben Godfrey still has some attributes where you think, ooh, he's got a little something different about him. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Phil, it shuts Thursday, man. It shuts Thursday. Stephen, thank you so much, Stephen. Top stuff, KG. Respect. Yeah, thank you so much. And that is it, people. That is literally it. What page am I on? Yeah, David Brooks. Yeah, that is all, people. That is the quick update I wanted just to bring, just to tie up a bow on a couple of things. And yeah, and this is the state of play as it is right now. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you for everyone else as well. But listen, yeah, John makes a great point here. FFP has strangled transfers in the Prem. Some may look to offload players before the end of the window. Yeah, it's one of those things that I think FFP this month more than ever has really taken a stranglehold of football. You've seen this month, there's hardly been any big moves. Hardly any in the major leagues anyway. There's been very little movement. So it'd be interesting to see if that changes come the end of the transfer window. But yeah, FFP is really, really taking a hold this month. There's teams that are having to move out players in order to bring them in. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that stuff. But listen, people, before I go, you know the drill, over 250 of you. Thank you so much. Like the video before you go if you're watching replay, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Don't expect any incomings today, apparently. So peace out.